All right, recording them. So yeah, so Wootimental Academy, September 2nd, 2023, and we're in September. Still summer here though. Should be fall, right? It's hot as hell. Um, okay, so we have been working on exercises from the last two rudimental remedies total experience videos I did, which is 39 and 40, and I'll be doing some more this week. I got some other stuff I got to do for the university. I'm putting all of our proficiencies. Um, so let me say that now. If you want some new stuff to work on, this is for some of you. Uh, well, it's all interesting. I won't say it's not interesting. It's some of it's um, basic stuff, but it might be, depending on where you come from, the orchestral stuff or the rudimental stuff might be new information, some of it. Anyway, it's if you go into the Wootimental Academy and click on the Southern Miss Proficiencies, I have some. I have some, but there's going to be a lot more after this weekend. Tutorials on the snare drum uh, part of the proficiencies. There's some of the drum set, but I'm going to have a bunch of the snare drum because I'm trying to get everything ready for I have a whole lot of freshmen right now, and some of them need help. So that'll be in there, and it'll be mostly, well, not mostly, it'll be on Wilcoxon solos and Mitchell Peters intermediate snare drum studies. And I think they're interesting. I talk about the preparation of a concert snare, how to make it sound good, and then touch and dynamics, and then some playing rhythms, and that kind of thing. Then buzz rolls, and so some fundamental stuff on orchestral drumming, which they learned yesterday. How to determine the pulsation of a buzz roll, which we've gone through in lesson 4 of my book. That whole section is pretty complicated. When you start talking about how to apply that to different pieces of music. So we just did that this week. But that stuff's on there. There's some tutorials there you might want to check out. Um, and like I said, there'll be a lot more after this. I actually filmed several the other day, but I haven't edited them yet. So I got a lot of stuff to put up. All right. So if y'all have any requests, we can do that. Or I had a private lesson with Rizzo. It was yesterday, huh? That was yesterday. And he was talking about, he's been working on his flams. Okay, so Rizzo's flams used to look like this with a huge grace note. And now he's got it way down here. He's got his grace notes looking really good. Yeah, but he was talking about the flam exercises in my other book, the Rudimental reference book. And it got me thinking, I haven't even cracked that book open in a while. So I just opened it up to the flam. I said, there's some really great exercises in here. So I chose one that I liked. So if y'all like, we can work on that. How about that? Okay. Screen share. Here you go. Number 30. All right. This is fun because the way it switches hands with the triplets. If that's freaking you out, the stickings, do it once. Let's do it once without the flams. So we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna take this. I know some of you could read it as is and could probably burn it, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna slow it down. We're gonna break it down so we can throw it down. All right. So just let's do it. Let me put on the ultimate discipliner. Gonna go slow and make sure everybody can do it. What's slow? What's slow enough? I say 70 beats per minute. Let's see. Maybe slower than that. Let's go to 60 beats per minute. 1 second. So every beat is 1 second. So we're just going to take the first, let's take the first 6 bars. See if you can do the first 6 bars, but without the flams. If you can play the flams, you feel comfortable doing it, then go ahead. But I'm going to do it without the flams. Here we go. 1. If you want, by the way, if you want to just listen to it once, that might not be a bad idea. Okay? So here's without the flams. 1, 2, ready, go. All right. Any questions? You want to try it? Let's try it again. Let's do those 6 bars again. 1. Oh, I did the flams. Shit. No flams. 2. Ready. Go. All right. Does everybody have the sticking? Let me take this off for a second. Has everybody got the sticking down? Can we add the flams? Yes. Okay. So let's cashmere left. Let's go ahead and add the flams, and one thing we were talking about is keeping the grace notes down, right? So we want to keep the grace notes down on the flams. However, on these 6 tuplets, I let that rise up just a little bit. So I just let this, because they're single stroke rolls, really, as we get faster. So I'm going to let those rise up a little bit just so I can get a good bounce. Not a lot. So if my singles are here and my grace notes are here. So in that section, I'm going to hold that down a little more, but for the 6 tuplet, I'm going to let it rise up a little bit if you want to get super analytical about it. All right, so let's add the flams. Same tempo. 1, 2, ready, go. I wanted to rush it a little bit in that 5th bar. Did y'all hear that? Did you feel it? Why? What do you think? I mean, why? Because it got busier, I guess. Maybe, you know, when you get to, usually what happens when you get to a part that's a little more difficult or more intricate, more to read, that's like a distraction, and you speed up. So you got to really focus on making it smooth and keeping it slow. All right, let's knock it up. Let's just go. We're just going to go up 5 beats per minute. We're going to do my little. No, you know what? I think we can do the second one. Let's do the second one slow. I don't want to go back in tempo. So let's do the second half. So it's the same thing, but instead of playing a 6 tuplet, you're going to play a roll. Wherever you had a 6 tuplet, you're now playing a roll. All right? And the one thing that changes because of that is the last 2 bars on 4N, you have the flam's on the same hand. So just watch that. Because we're not switching hands there like we did before in the sextuplets with the triplets. So that's the one thing where you had a triplet, da-ga-da, that made you go to the other hand. But now we're playing a duple, so you're not going to switch hands. All right? So let's try it. If you want to, listen to it once. We could, and it actually, if you need to break it down some more, just play 16th notes. 1E and a 2E and a 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 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and. You can do it with just 16 notes, but I'm going to go ahead and add the roll and tap my foot. Make sure you're tapping your foot, especially when you have those uhs. Here we go. The second half, starting on the roll. 1, 2, 3, and digga, 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 digga. I'm wanting to rush. Okay, so again, same as the sextuplets, on the double stroke roll, you can let that come up a little bit because you need that to bounce. You're going to come up here. But as soon as you get into this, get all the ghost notes low and the grace note low. So look, if I just play the first 2 counts, watch my stick heights. See my stick height? So here, the roll's here. So it's really 3 levels. 3 levels. Rolls about a quarter stroke, if you want to call it that. And then the accent, nice big accent, and then the ghost notes down here. Try that. Just the first 2 counts and focus on those 3 heights. 2, ready, go. 2, again, go. 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. Can you see the 3 heights? 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3. There's 3 heights you're playing. 2, again, 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. All right, so that's pretty easy in the first 2 bars. Then you start having the. So in that pata fla fla into the flam paradiddle, make sure those grace notes stay low. And don't slam the One other little note. I mean, this is really, I'm getting really analytical, but so every time I play this, that I'm really, boom, I'm nailing it and then staying low. But when I have the pata fla fla, I'm not going to hit it as hard because then it just sounds, it doesn't sound right. And it's harder to play. So I'm going to take a little something off of that and aim for the second flam. If you ever have multiple flams or multiple accents, always go for the last note to end the phrase. In this case, it's just cha-cha. Cha instead of cha-cha, cha-cha. You know, instead of, I'm not going to hammer that. All right. And then those 2 flams, that's rebound controlled on the 4N, the last 2 bars. So a little bit to think about at first, I think. Let's try it again. On the rolls at this tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, one more time. Let's try it again. I know some people might be having difficulties when we start that second line on the left hand, right? And then putting the flam on the right. I know there was a time in my life where that would have driven me crazy. Here we go. Let's try it again. 2, ready, go. All right. Cool. Is everybody okay with that so far? No, Chuck says, boom. It's the left hand, isn't it? Left hand lead? The left hand lead is giving you havoc. Okay. What do you suggest? Should we take any of the certain measures? And okay, we want to break it down some more. Let's break it down. Let me ask you this. Did you find the 6 tuplets easier than the roll, or vice versa? Which one's easier, the 6 tuplets or the roll? Or both just equally as difficult? Anybody?
I found the rolls easier.
Roll's easier. Chuck, what did you say? What do you say, Chuck? You're muted. I can't hear you. Still muted. Oh, it's not working. You ain't working. Now you're muted. Rolls. Okay, rolls easier. I see. Just use sign language from now on. All right. Rolls are easier. 6 tuplets harder. I'm a little baffled by that one. I would have said opposite, but that's cool. All right, so let's do the 6 tuplets. And I'm guessing when you go to the left hand. All right, let's take the second line. Or actually, let's take that second measure. And then end on the left, just that much. And then you end soft. Or we're going into that. Just play that measure. 2, ready, and play, and. All right, so it's left, right, right, left, right. Okay, so it switches hands because you have a triplet. So that's what makes the 6 tuplets a little more difficult, is you keep switching hands anytime you have just one triplet. 1, 2, again, 2, ready, go. Two, again, 2, ready, go. Two, again, 2, ready, go. And on the pat of fly, second flam louder. And 2, last time, 2, ready, go. All right, you might need to do that some more. I don't know. All right, let's go. Let's just play the first 4 bars. Let's play the first 4 bars. We'll do it right there. Keep us honest. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, now I said the first 4, right? So the next part's probably the most difficult. These 2 bars. So let's take these. We can even. I'll turn the metronome off. We'll take them even slower, like da ga da do ja, da ga da do ja, da ga da do ja ja ja. That tempo. 2 bars. So bars 5 and 6. 2. Ready. go. Again, 2, tap your feet, 2, ready, go. I'm going to do the oompa here. 2, again, go. All right, and again, if you're having problems with the flams, just take them out. Just make sure you got the sticking down first. You got the sticking and the accents in the right place. Ghost notes low, and you understand that first before you add the flams, and then add the flams. Got to break it down. All right, so let's try that again. A little faster. This is 60. Digga da do cha, digga da do cha, digga da do cha cha cha. I'm gonna do the bass. 2, ready, go. Now, only do the feet. You can do the quarter notes, just both feet downbeats. If you got that, try this. Something's rattling. What's rattling? Oh, my tom arm thing is loose. Sorry, that's annoying as hell. I gotta fix that. All right. If you can, if not, just do the simpler version. 2, ready, and play, and. Two, again, 2, ready, go. Again, 1, 2, ready, go. A 2, 1, 2, ready, go. One more time. 1, 2, ready, go. All right. Let's do. Everybody okay? Let's do the first 6 bars. So the first 6 bars at that tempo. Actually, let's do the whole thing. We're gonna do it at 60. The whole thing. And then we'll stop. And if any, now I want you to be honest with me now. We're gonna do the whole thing, and then you tell me which measures, and particularly which measures give you hell, or you just or fold on that you can't do. So we can focus on that. Okay, but let's do the whole thing. Here we go. 1, and you can do this or downbeats. At least do downbeats in 1 foot. You know, if you have to, just or hi-hat. Or both, or oompas. We can do that later, but this is, you can do any foot ostinato, but don't do anything too complicated until you got your hands under control, except downbeats. Definitely do downbeats. Here we go. 1, 2, from the top. Bugga da bop, and ready, go. Repeat it. Let's do it twice. Woof. Yeah, okay. Time for some honesty. What measures are giving you the most problems? Is there a certain part you would like to focus on? Anybody?
Last two measures in both sections.
The last two bars, okay?
Yeah.
So,
And
so we
mostly
can,
the last part when I go to the left.
okay. Well, we can loop those. Let's go ahead and loop those. So let's do the singles first, the last two bars. And then again, I'm telling you, at first do it, do it with no flams. Just take the grace notes out. So no flams. Make sure you can do this first. All right, make sure you can do that first, then add the flams. And when you do, focus on keeping the grace notes down. All right, so let's try that slowly. Last two bars, that's bars 5 and 6. 2, and ready, and play, and. Again, and ready, and play, and. All right, again at on the of 3. Don't play that flam as loud as the previous two flams. Just take a little bit off of it so you have that choo-cha instead of cha-cha. Too loud sound. Choo-cha. You're aiming for the downbeat, and then you have those two eighth notes can be loud, and the grace notes are upstrokes, right? The accents are downstrokes. So make sure that's smooth. I'd say, get it memorized, and then we can talk about all the details, like we do. We can talk about upstrokes, downstrokes, all the strokes and stuff. But really, if you just watch my motion and just imitate the motion, and you'll get it. So let's do it again. I'll add the flams. Here we go. 1, 2. Those two bars again. Ready, go. Two. Again, and ready, go. Two. Again, and ready, go. Two. Again, 2, ready, go. A little faster, ready, and play, and. Two, again, and ready, go. All right, now we talked about those 3 heights. That's a lot to think about. I'm really not thinking about the 3 heights. What I am thinking about is on the 6 tuplets to let the sticks bounce. Let those bounce. And then squeeze right there. Squeeze, bounce, squeeze, bounce, squeeze, bounce, squeeze, bounce, squeeze, bounce, squeeze, bounce, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Even though squeeze, squeeze, but it's also the other hand is the upstroke. So that's got to be smooth as butter right there. All right, so I'm really not thinking about 3 heights. I'm thinking about bouncing. So in the singles, let them bounce. When we get to the rolls, I'm thinking about pinching a little bit in the front of the stick, putting pressure on the stick. So I'm thinking about that, I guess, if I'm thinking at all. Actually, it's kind of second nature, but you have to, I think, at first. Okay, that's those 2 bars. Let's go to the bottom, the last 2 bars. All right. So it's all left hand flams and then 2 right hand. That's going to be a rebound, right? So let that bounce, and then vice versa. Let that bounce. Okay, but try it first without the flams. Slow. Digga digga doop chop, digga digga doop chop, digga digga doop chop, chop, chop. 1, 2, no flams. Ready and play and. Again, 2, ready and play and. Two, again, 2, ready, go. Okay, now add the flams. Ready and play and. Again, with the flams, 2, ready, go. Two, ready, and play, and. One more time. Ready and play and. Okay? Is that any better? Let me see. Let's go here. Steven, is that any better?
Yes, and I've pinpointed my main issue. Going from the left-hand roll into the right-hand flam. That transition from the left to the right-hand flam is tripping me up. So I got to work on that. But yeah.
The left-hand roll.
Like the very last bar.
The last bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not used to the sticking type of thing. I got to work on that.
Exactly. That's left-hand lead stuff.
Yeah.
And if I think back to when I was a young man, first marching in the Phantom Regiment, and I mean, we were just used to playing everything with right-hand lead, like at least where I grew up. Most everybody, we just did everything right-hand lead because we were all right-handed. And then, you know, my teacher, I mean, most of these exercises I have to credit to him because the reason they're here is because of him. Some are actually his exercises, but like this one is just all because he made us start playing left-hand lead. And I remember just being so uncomfortable with left-hand lead at that time until but if you do it enough, it's like you actually sometimes prefer it. I use the analogy like when I started coaching soccer. I coached soccer for 15 years because my kids grew up. I just coached my kids, you know. I didn't play soccer, but the first thing I realized when I went to coach soccer was, hey, if I can get all these kids to use their weak foot as well as their dominant foot, we're going to crush everybody. Because everybody, you go watch these kids and all they're using is their right foot. They can't pass or shoot or anything just with their right foot. Left foot was like useless. So that's what we did. We worked on using, at every practice, I made all the kids shoot with their weak foot into the goal 25 times and then pass. And then they had to do passes using only their weak foot. They couldn't use their dominant foot. I'd yell at them, make them run laps. I was a mean coach. But because I knew. And then we won city championship every year. Every year is like, we crushed, just because they could use both feet. Period. Just that alone. That and spreading out. Teach them how to spread out. You'll beat a lot of teams. So, it's the same thing though. It's so awkward at first. However, like my son went on to play college soccer, and he was a midfielder and a striker, but he preferred to shoot with his left foot. I mean, he had a better shot, and that's just because all those years of working on it. So this is the same sort of thing. You just have to do it over and over. You'll get it. All right, so let's do can we do the whole exercise at 60 beats per minute? We need to go on, and we're going to speed this thing up. I'm thinking about what the ways I can put this on the kit as we get faster, which we'll do in a minute. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But let's do the whole thing at 60, and then we're going to knock it up 5 beats per minute and keep going. So let's do it. Let's play it twice. So we're going to play it once. If you screw up, you get a redemption song. Second time. Okay, here we go. 2, ready, go. Repeat. Oh, it's starting to groove a little bit, right? Okay, so we're gonna try to go on. I see Paul Marcel has joined us. He's in his car, jamming to our beats.
Sounds great, John.
Looks like a beautiful day wherever you are.
I'm in Wells, Maine.
Oh my gosh, Wells, Maine. Okay.
My wife is shopping, and I'm catching your class. I'm in my 2002 Wrangler.
Nice. Nice. Well, it looks like you're in Miami Beach or something.
Have you ever been to Maine, John?
I've never been to Maine, ever. It's
Well,
the one.
You have to go.
In fact, it's the only state I've never been to. Well, I'm sorry, there's 2. I've never been to Alaska.
Okay. Well, you're entirely welcome. Anytime you want to come to the Northeast, you can stay with me.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. I will.
Sure.
I may take you up on that. You're gonna
You and
say,
your wife. I'm a left-handed drummer though, so you're gonna have to turn everything around.
all right, no problem. Actually, I just need to work on my left hand, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well,
Okay,
I
cool.
studied with Joe Morello for years, and he used to have me leading with both hands all the time. That was just a natural thing.
Right, exactly. Well, that's amazing. Joe Morello,
Yeah.
legendary. Awesome. Well, that's cool, but that's true. I mean, it's just it should be natural, but you got to do it. If you don't do it, it's not. So,
Yes.
yeah. So this is a tough one because it switches back and forth. So you have to be ambidextrous. All right. So y'all ready to move on? We're gonna go a little faster. Go a little bit faster. We'll pick it up. We're gonna pick it up. I'm only gonna pick it up 5 beats per minute. We'll do it. Let's just do it one time because this might take forever if we don't. We're just gonna go one time through and just keep going. Is everybody okay at that tempo? Can we successfully get through it? Somewhat. Yes. Everybody thumbs up. Chuck, what about you, Chuck? No, thumbs down. You got it. I bet you could do it. I think you're being too critical, maybe. All right, let's go. Let's try it at 65 beats per minute. And you could do it in ostinato. I'm going to try this. A little samba. Now, only do this if you got this down. You already have the hands down. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, that was a lot harder than I thought it would be. At the slow tempo, you have to think about it so much. So you have to think about the feet and the combination. And I thought too much. I just got to put that on cruise control. Yeah. So can anybody do that? Christian, you able to do that? Más o menos. It gets a little funky in the 6 tuplets.
Yeah.
All right, well, keep trying. Keep trying. All right, let's do that one more time. 65 beats per minute. I need another chance. I don't know about you guys, but I need another shot at that one. I got to get it smoother. Let's go. 1, 2, ready, go. That's much better. Much better. Much better. Is everybody else? I want it much better. Whatever version you're doing. Now, you could be doing no flams and no feet. Well, I want you to do at least 1 foot. I want you to at least have the downbeat. Or you can do both feet or the oompa. But that's considerably more difficult when you start adding the foot ostinatos. Okay, but so I don't want you, here's the thing. Don't be adding the foot ostinatos if you don't have the technique down. So if you don't have those grace notes and ghost notes and singles and feel good about it, don't add the feet yet. 1 step at a time. All right? So don't let your ego get in the way of your progress, which happens a lot. In fact, I see it happens to all of us because we're human, but my college students, oh my God, their egos are it's really, that's what it's about. It's about managing their egos and not crushing them too bad, but and making them realize there's so much to learn. And if you let your ego get in the way, you don't learn it. You skip things, or you gotta be humble to learn. That's it. You gotta
John,
be humble to learn.
could you tell me what page that's on, please? Because I'm not at home right now.
Yeah, this is from the Rudimental reference book. This one,
Yes,
the yellow
I
book.
own it. I own it. Yep.
Okay, it's on page 80 in section 17, and it's the last exercise in section 17.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we're working on flams because I just had a lesson with Rizzo, and he's been working on a lot, keeping grace notes down, working on all these flam exercises. And he mentioned that book, and I said, man, I haven't even cracked that book open in a while. So I cracked it open, I came to this one, and I said, I like this exercise. So that's how we decided what we're doing today. Just
sounds
like
great.
that. Yeah. Okay, let's pick it up. 75 beats per minute. We get 75. If you want to make a note at whichever tempo you need to work on, that's why I'm saying it. Get your pencil out and say, oh, 70 was it. That was the one I need to work on. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Oh, wait. Let me put the music up. Shoot, sorry. Gotta put that up there. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Again. Yeah, the second half definitely at that tempo feels better with the samba groove, because the samba groove is a 16th note pattern. One E and a 2 E and a 3. And with the 6 tuplets, it works, but it doesn't line up as well. But that's a challenge. I had to just not listen. Sometimes you have to just kind of ignore. I always call, people say you work on your independence. I go, that's not independence, that's dependence. Because everything lines up. Like for example, if you're working on swing, tang, chang, chang, you work on your left hand independence, it's really not independent of what's going on here. It's in relationship to what's going on here. So it's really dependent on that groove. So that's just the way I think about it. That's why I call it dependence. Not like the diapers. That's depends. But dependence. There we go. So how do we do? Anybody want to play it at that tempo? Who wants to play for us? Anybody? Christian, go. Let's do it. Let's hear it. You have a Cajun practice pad? Is that what I
do. Yeah, this is like one of the first ones you made.
What?
Yeah.
Sweet. Very nice.
Yeah, there it is.
Throw it down. Break it down so you can throw it down.
Yep.
But what do you have in the cup holder? Is that a Coke or something?
It's just water. It's
Okay,
actually
just
empty.
water.
This is I went to the bar last night though. I'm no saying
Yeah,
I
I
had.
hear you. I'm drinking. I told you we had steaks last night. I grilled steaks, and of course, when you grilled steak, you have to drink wine. So we had a nice cab, and we may have had drank one too many. We may have finished the bottle between the two of us, possibly. And then so of course you do that, and next morning you got dry mouth. I need to hydrate. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Sure. Do you mind putting it on the screen for me?
Oh yeah, hang on. Sorry.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay.
I'm actually watching the class with John Wooten, and I was talking to him.
Hang on. Yeah, you still are. You're
One
not.
of the only states he's never been to. Maine and Alaska, 2 states.
Okay, Christian, go ahead. Hang on, Christian. You're muted.
No,
Oh, you don't.
I'm on.
You need to turn your
You know
original
what?
sound on.
Oh, that's it. That's the one.
Original sound.
There we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Okay, good. That's pretty good. Y'all hear that? Nice between the rolls and the accents. And now with Christian, I can get super critical. I mean, he can get super critical. So like his flams. Okay, tell me, how many flat flams were there in that?
All of them?
No, they weren't all.
No, but I think it was more on the pataflafas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the reason I'm asking. I'm actually asking for a specific number. How many were there?
I wasn't paying attention, so I'll guess 3.
You're exactly right. There were 3.
How about that?
So the thing is, the reason I'm saying is you know, no matter what level you're playing at, you got to think critically. You know, so I'm thinking, you know, at that level, I want all my flams to be consistent. I want them all to sound really good. It's not about playing the right rhythms and stuff. We got that down. Now I got to make sure I'm consistent, good sound. So yeah, do it again, but don't play. Here's the thing. Now that you're thinking about it, I dare you not to play any flat flams.
No problem. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hang on, stop for a second.
Yeah.
Stop. You're adding a flam.
Oh.
You're adding flams on the downbeat of 2 and 4. There's no flam there. That's much better.
Thank you.
There were some tight ones, but I don't think any
Yeah.
flat ones.
Yeah, they were tight around, the last one, and then third from the last line, digga 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 da. First left-hand flam in the roll section there.
Yep. That was a lot better though. Just thinking about it, you know, bringing your attention to it, that was a lot better.
I think it was my foot that you were hearing with the extra flam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Could
Right.
be. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Somebody told me recently. I got a comment. It was on a Drumeo video. Somebody said, "Hey, it sounds like you're playing a flam there, but there's no flam written." And they said they figured it out. They said it was the click track. That the click track was flamming. I go, well, that's not good either, because that means I wasn't on the click.
Right.
I shouldn't be flamming with the click.
Mm-mm.
Well, either way, it's bad. So
That's bad. Okay.
sorry. I knew. You know, actually playing with a man, that's hard to play exactly with a click. That's really difficult. All right.
I kind of expect it out of students now because so much music is quantized.
Yeah, but
You
I
know?
don't like it. I mean, the thing is, depending on what you're doing, you know, quantized music sounds, it's boring. I mean, especially even drum lines. I don't want my drum line to sound like that. We don't use the metronome a lot. You know, I think drum lines use it too much. I think you should use the metronome 1/3 of the time. I'm just using that as an approximation. But if you use the metronome, if you use machines too much, you start to sound like a machine. And we're not machines, we're human beings. And if you listen to music, I do this, I've done this for years. I always ask students, like in my percussion methods class, even the freshmen, I said, what's your favorite, I'll ask you guys this, what's your favorite albums? Can you name, I mean, just think about your favorite albums, like maybe your top 5. And I'm going to guess that at least 3 of them are live recordings. On average, if you ask, especially people my age, our age, who have albums, like actual albums, vinyl, and you've listened to the whole thing, you know, on, you know, side A, side B, you've listened to the whole thing. Unlike today, a lot of my students, they don't have albums, they have tunes. They'll pick a tune, you know, and I tell them, don't buy music for a tune, buy it for the artist's work, buy the whole thing. You listen to the artist. But that's a fight that we're losing. But anyway, if you have, just think about it. Most of your favorite recordings probably are live recordings. And why is that? Because that has the most human elements in it. And if you ask the artist, that's not their favorite. It might not be because of the mistakes that are in the recording. They know what they are, but the organic nature of it is just much more appealing, you know. So you just remember that when you're playing too, you know, with this, like with the steel band, every rehearsal to get the front part of the steel, the leads and everything, to play melodies that aren't quantized. It's difficult because these guys come from drum corps and they're used to playing everything perfect. I go, no, we're going to sing it. I have them sing it first. That's another really good thing to do, no matter what you're playing. If it's drums, vibraphone, piano, it doesn't matter what instrument. If you sing it and then try to play it the way you sang it, that's some of the best advice I could ever give you. Because you're gonna play it differently, especially drum set. People go, what, you sing my drum parts? I go, yes, especially drum set. Because when you sing it, you're gonna articulate things properly, the way they should be. You're usually gonna sing ba-ba-doo-bop. You know, you're gonna sing the short, short, the long's long. And if you try to play it the same way on drum set, and you can articulate and kick and, you know, play the right high or low, especially the articulations, then you're gonna make the band sound so much better than if you're just hitting cymbals on shorts and hitting snare drum on long notes, you know. But if you sing it first and then just try to play it the way you sang it, I'm telling you, it works. What was that? That line, I'm gonna, What's the movie with Will Ferrell? Anchorman. Where he goes, it works every time.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
That makes no sense. So, yeah, so sing it. All right, how we doing on time? It's always 12:14. Y'all want to, let's do this one more time, a little faster. And then I'm going to go to lunch. Time for lunch. What am I going to have for lunch today? Do we have any leftovers? I don't know. Might have to take my wife out. Jacqueline, if you're not watching her, Jacqueline has a big show today. She's got a big show. It's the opening of the Latinx. Her and other Latino artists, mainly her and this other guy who's really good artist here in Hattiesburg. They have a show opening today downtown. It opens at 4 o'clock, same time as the Drumline show. Today's the first home game, so the Drumline's playing. I got to go there, watch the Drumline at 4 o'clock. I got to come home and shower and then go put on my linen clothes and go to the art show. So, big day here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. All right, so let's do this again. We'll do it at 80 beats per minute. I'm going to take the samba out. I'm just going to tap my feet and oh, I wanted to do this. Hang on. One time. This is for, drum set application. I didn't do this. Hang on. Let me see. What if I just took all the accents and put them on the cymbals with the bass drum? Played everything else on the snare drum. What would that sound like? That's pretty cool. I don't care who you are. That was pretty cool. That was fun. I got to do better, though. So let's do it at 80 beats per minute. I'm going to play it on the drum set. You can play it on the snare drum. Now, look, I didn't change anything. I played flams, so I kept the flam on the snare drum and the accent on the cymbal with the bass drum. So the bass drum's playing all the accent patterns with the cymbals. And I'm not playing crashes. I'm playing on the bow because that might get a little too much if I play big crashes. So I'm playing beat on the bow. So like this, you can see my cymbal stick, beat on the bow with the bass drum. Okay? So you can try that. That may be homework for you. But I'm gonna put that on there. Then we could even get the hi-hat on 2 and 4 or every downbeat. I'm gonna try that too. So a lot going on here. But, if we take it from level 1, where we played the rhythm on the pad with no flams, but you can see where this can take you. People often say, rudimental drumming is so limiting. You have to play, I go, limiting? No, what's limiting is your brain, your imagination. Man, the stuff you can do with this is incredible. So, and this is just this exercise. Now, if I improvise using these ideas, it's a whole nother thing. All right, so here we go. This is 80 beats per minute. And 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. I think I did better when I took the hi-hat out because I wasn't. I still got a little mixed up with the stickings, so I did better with the hi-hat out. But you can, you know, do what you, oh, we got people. People have love. Had to run. Chuck had to go, of course. Had to bounce. Steven's out. All right. So, yeah, I got to go, too. It's lunchtime. But that's interesting, you know, taking this thing and working on grace notes. And Rizzo, like we said, you know, when we do something like that, everything on the snare was sawtooth. We don't want any accents on the snare because we got them here, especially on the flams. That one's a little more difficult than the exercise we did yesterday, right? So.
Yes, definitely, but it's a challenge, so
Yeah.
you make it work.
That was a challenge for me.
Mm-hmm.
So work on it, and I will see you guys next week. I think I'm in town. Yeah. Check the calendar real quick. Yeah, I'm here. So I will see y'all next week. Have a great Labor Day.
Right. Yep. Everybody have a happy Labor Day who celebrates, and if you don't celebrate, I'll have a hot dog for you. Don't worry.
All right. See y'all later.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good week.